Hello guys, welcome to our channel Boeing 737 at FAP Aviation. Today in this video we will talk about memory item emergency descent checklist. We will observe forward overhead panel for cabin altitude, panel and engine start switches, glare shield for MCP, control stand for speed brake and thrust lever, and in the end after electronic panel for audio control panel. Today in this video we will cover memory item emergency descent and few consideration. So without delay, let's start today's video. Emergency descent memory item. Emergency descent memory item condition: one or more of these occur. Cabin altitude cannot be controlled, a rapid descent is needed. So when we say cabin altitude cannot be controlled, so in the cabin altitude panel, in forward overhead panel, the cabin altitude exceeds more than 10,000 feet. Thereby we can say cabin altitude cannot be controlled. And rapid descent is needed. So rapid descent is a maneuver in which we have to come down as fast as possible to either 10,000 feet or lowest safe altitude, whichever is higher. In this maneuver, we initiate our descent without delay by setting lower altitude on MCP, and we select any heading, put level change, and we start our descent by closing the thrust lever and extending the speed brakes. We target for higher MMO or VMO. If there is any structural integrity in doubt, we limit our speed to avoid high maneuvering loads. So for either both these conditions, we do our memory item emergency descent. So let's start our memory item. Announce the emergency descent. The pilot flying will advise the cabin crew on the PA system of impending rapid descent. So the pilot flying will announce on the PA system. So this is our audio control panel. As we can see on the PA, captain will announce of impending rapid descent. The pilot monitoring will advise the ATC. So pilot monitoring will be on the VHF1 or VHF2. He will announce Mayday, 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 emergency descent, and will request for the area altimeter setting. Then thereafter passenger sign on. So in the forward overhead panel, in the passenger sign, fasten seatbelt sign on. Next, without delay, descend to lower safe altitude or 10,000 feet, whichever is higher. So as we have also discussed, we will put lowest safest altitude or 10,000 feet, whichever is higher, in altitude window of MCP. We will turn down the altitude selector and we will hit any heading. We will select the level change and we will close down our thrust levers and will extend the speed brakes and will increase our speed to VMO or MMO if structural integrity is not in doubt. We will put engine start switches both to continuous, engine start switches to continuous. When we put engine start switches to continuous, then the ignition is provided to both igniters when N2 is below idle or engine start lever is in idle. So what happens, we don't want to take any chance. We provide ignition to both the igniters if there any by any chance N2 comes down to below idle. Then thrust lever both reduce thrust to minimum as needed for NTIs. As discussed, to descend as fast as possible, we will reduce our thrust levers to minimum. Speed brakes to fly detent, we'll extend our speed brakes to fly detent. During the flight detent, all the spoilers are extended to their maximum position for in-flight use. Caution: if structural integrity is in doubt, limit speed as much as possible and avoid high maneuvering load. So if structural integrity is in doubt, we need to limit our speed to avoid high maneuvering load. Otherwise, we need to set the target speed to VMO, MMO. Where will we set it? In our MCP. So as we have seen in starting also in rapid descent maneuver. The emergency descent also talks about the same actions. So what we have covered: announced descent. We have announced, captain announced on the audio control panel by selecting PA to the cabin crew of impending rapid descent. Pilot monitoring will advise the ATC announcing Mayday, 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 and obtain area altimeter setting. Then thereafter, any heading selected and over altitude on the MCP, level change, and close thrust lever and extend speed brakes. Adjust speed and level of altitude. Target speed to VMO or MMO. Doing this, we are increasing the speed our descent so that we come down as fast as possible. Notify ATC and request altimeter setting. Call altitudes. Level off at the safest or lowest safest altitude or 10,000 feet, whichever is higher. LRC speed or 300 knots, and reaching to our safest altitude, speed brakes to down detent. Also, we need to be careful. If structural integrity is in doubt, we need to limit our speed. And how can we increase our descent? Then we use our landing gear. Rapid descent is normally made with the landing gear up. However, when structural integrity is in doubt, airspeed must be limited. Extension of landing gear may provide more satisfactory rate of descent. If landing gear is to be used during descent, complying with landing gear placard speed. And what also we need to consider after level off, recheck the pressurization system, evaluate the situation. We need to check, assess the situation. Do not remove the crew oxygen mask if cabin altitude remain above 10,000 feet. So for this also there is a procedure. Reaching 10,000 feet, first officer will take out his mask and check whether it is breathable or not, and then he informs the captain that it is breathable, now it is under control. Then captain will take out his mask. Note: determine the new course of action based on weather, oxygen, fuel remaining, medical condition of crew and passenger, and available airports. So we will assess the situation considering all these things in the mind, and we'll check for any emergencies, medical intervention required, and we'll check what airports are available in vicinity and how much oxygen and fuel and what weather is in the vicinity airport. Accordingly, we'll decide our further course of action thereby. So today with that we have completed the emergency descent memory item in detail, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.